start with breaking news from Portsmouth. Interstate 264 has reopened after protesters shut down both sides just west of the downtown tunnel.
The protests, which have been peaceful in Portsmouth, then turned into the interstate being blocked, the off-ramps as well.
10 on your side, Stephanie Harris is live from Portsmouth now with the latest tonight. What's happening, Steph?
Well, Tom and Anita, as one bystander put it to me tonight, we witnessed history here tonight as a group of protesters started out about 100 strong, about 60 or 70 when they got here to the downtown tunnel, and they shut down traffic going in both directions. I spoke with one of the organizers right before, and he said, you know, we just haven't done anything big in this area yet. And that organizer, Rocky Hines, joins me right now. Rocky, what do you have to say now?
Well, we did it. I think this was pretty big. My phone's blowing up, and essentially, I mean, this was the statement we were trying to make. We wanted people to know. We want everything to stop. We want you to realize that we matter. You know, we matter to society. Our lives are just as important. And that does not mean that any other life is less than ours. It just means that we want equality. We want to be equal. We want to be treated exactly the same. A big thing was accountability, and that's what we're about, equality and accountability.
And the fact that your protest with those people, not everybody knew the plan to come down. The original plan, as you told me and as police were under the understanding that you were going to walk from icy Norcom right down to the water.
Correct.
And then at some point it took a turn. Just a few of you knew that.
Right.
And at one point you said you thought maybe it could take a turn for the worse.
Yeah, so what happened was me and the president of the NAACP, we went to high school together, really good friends, James Boyd. And what we did was we was like, you know what? It's big, let's go bigger. Let's go bigger, let's go bigger. And no, it was very peaceful, very powerful. That's what we preach all the time. It was only one time when the state troopers started talking about like tear gas. I said, let's wrap it up. But other than that, it was perfect. We made a big statement for this area, not for one individual, for this area, period.
Yeah, as you told me earlier, you said wrap it up because you didn't want to be responsible for anyone getting hurt or worse. But what happened in the end actually was quite touching to a lot of people out there. I'll let you tell.
So there was a couple of supporters out, and they shake the hands of the police officers. And to see that is exactly what we want. We don't want violence, we want unity. And I mean, I shedded a couple tears because that was just wonderful, man. I mean, I saw police officers crying, protesters crying, and I think we made a pretty bold statement, not for the Black lives, but just for this area, period. So that was great.
Rocky, thank you for joining me this evening.
No
We
problem.
appreciate it.
No
And
problem.
as he said, he thinks that they made their statement. There were tears at the end. It was all peaceful. No arrest made. And again, we did witness history being made here tonight, Tom and Anita.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephanie Harris here in Portsmouth, and protesters gathered across Hampton Roads, including in Norfolk.
Yeah, they started off small there before eventually expanding onto the road. 10 on your side's Joe Fisher's in the newsroom now with what is happening tonight in Norfolk. Joe?
Well, Tom and Anita, that protest wrapped up around 10 o'clock tonight in downtown Norfolk. Several hundred people marched from Granby Street, where they started, down Plume Street, and it all ended with a rally with a lot of speakers on the steps of the Norfolk courthouse. We want to give you a look at the gathering of people. This is on Granby Street. Many people coming out with their signs. Attendance along the route pretty strong, a couple hundred people as police diverted traffic along the way. Police monitoring the situation with them throughout that whole rally. One protester saying today, quote, the Black Lives Matter movement is a peaceful movement. It's a movement about understanding, love, and the search for justice. It's not about hatred. The organizer of tonight's Norfolk rally, Nick Edgerton, says this was not an anti-police rally. He just wants to show that the Black community is hurting right now. All of this in response to the 2 police officer-involved shootings last week. But protesters today said the fight for justice is nothing new.
Each generation has gone through something. Slavery has fought for freedom, for the chains to be broken. The civil rights movement fought for the right to vote, to be equal, and now we're fighting for justice. Without justice, we won't have any peace in this world.
And we recorded much of tonight's event in front of the courthouse live on Facebook. You can view about 15 minutes of our live coverage over on our WAVY Facebook page, WAVY TV 10. Live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.
And now we're going to go to Hampton, where police and protesters worked together to block off roads earlier tonight.
Yeah, we first showed you this protest live on our WAVY News 10 Facebook page. And take a look at this. This is brand new video just into our newsroom of drone video a viewer recorded of that Hampton protest on Mercury Boulevard, if you look down below. 10 on your side's Jason Marks is in Hampton with the latest details.
We need your support, police!
If Hampton residents wanted their voices heard,
No peace.
the message was received loud and clear.
All these people out here and across America, we're tired of what's going on right now between police and the black man.
Upset over the recent police-involved deadly shootings where African Americans were killed.
This is just a show for us that we are serious, and it's not just one person saying that this is a problem. You have a multitude of individuals saying there's a problem. If you still choose not to do anything, then you're blatantly contributing to the delinquency of your own community.
It's obvious it's been happening, for a long time, and it just hasn't stopped yet. And we're praying for police officers and for the community.
The line of protesters left the sidewalk along Mercury Boulevard and took to the streets. It was a showing of unity.
I would just want the crimes that these guys are so-called committing or whatever is happening just handled in a professional manner.
Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
Signs in hand, the group marched up and down Mercury and said they'll continue to do so until there's change.
If we get enough guys to protest and continue to protest and continue to protest, we can see change just like we did during the civil rights movement.
I think it makes a difference for us. It gives us support and it gives us hope, that there will be a change.